leaves. So I'm going to go through the first 8 bars of autumn leaves and how maybe to walk it, or some simple walking baseline tips for 2-5-1s and autumn leaves. Let's get into it. So where you'd want to start is by learning your arpeggios. So this tune, or you want to start by learning the chords and the arpeggios, of course, but this tune does an A minor, D7, G major, C major, F sharp diminished, B7, E minor. So this tune, you can start, I would say the first thing you'd want to start with walking bass lines is doing a root and a fifth, or knowing your root, fifth, and your octave. So that would be here. So that would be your root, and your fifth, and your octave. And right away, if you do the root, the fifth, and the octave, that's 4 beats. There you go. And if the song's in 4, there's your bass line. When I first started walking bass lines, I would stick with the root, the fifth, or I'd be playing the root and the fourth below. So for instance, if you're playing your A here, you can do the fourth below. So right there for the A, I'm going 1/4 below to the E. And you can repeat your notes for your walking bass lines. So I would just play the root, the fifth, and eventually I learned the arpeggios and I would play the entire arpeggio. And after that, I would connect the chords with straight walking bass lines. So to start, you have the root and the fifth. For A, root and fifth. For D, and then the root and the fifth for G. Root and fifth for C. Root and the flat 5 for the F sharp diminished. Root and fifth for the B. And then you're on to the E. So again, that's A minor, D, G, C, F sharp, B7. You can do that here with the open E. The next step would be to learn your arpeggios. And you can do these arpeggios in a couple different ways. So the A minor could be here, 5th fret, 8th fret, 7th fret. There would be your A minor arpeggio. And then you'd shift to the D major arpeggio. Then you'd go, we could drop here all the way to the low G and do your arpeggio here. So there's kind of 2 shapes to learn for your arpeggios. You have the minor arpeggio, which you can do this way, or you can do it this way. So you have 2 kind of shapes to do. If you want to learn, here's a kind of a fun way to do a big arpeggio. That would be like kind of a big A minor arpeggio. So starting with the roots and the fifths, and making sure you can just plug the root. I mean, you could just, I'm playing 3 roots and then changing to the next chord. So you'd have, and then like I said, the next step is the arpeggio. And then G, C, and then the F sharp diminished. So you have the A minor arpeggio. I could do a Q&A with suggestions at some point, perhaps. Let me know in the chat if you would like me to do that for other suggestions. But today's kind of focusing on walking bass lines for this lesson. So there's your root and fifths. So there's kind of two main shapes. Is the arpeggio and your root and fifth, and the fourth below. So even this A, I could do an open E. I'm not really going to play much on the 5th string because a lot of people don't have 5-string basses. So you have or the, and you could do this major arpeggio, looks like this. So when I first started playing bass, I remember playing bass in the jazz big band in high school, and at a certain point, it might have been junior or senior year, the music director put Love for Sale in front of me, and it was, I think, a 3-page chart in E flat, and there was not a single note written, and it was just play the chord changes. And I remember the band starts, and here I am, just survival mode. I'm just pounding roots. I see an E flat, well, I go here. And I'm just hitting the root. Now, I knew I could play the fifth, because that works. And so I was in absolute survival mode and crashed the band. Bass players, every band director stops, looks at me, Tyler, where are you? I'm like, I don't know where I am. Took a lot more practice, but eventually I got comfortable with just hammering out arpeggios. And then my bass lines eventually turned into something like this. And then I learned that quickly you could connect the chords even just by playing the basic arpeggio. So let's go back to this. So A minor to D7. So even, right, check this out. So after the D7, sorry if I stop talking, I'm reading the chat. So A minor, and then right here, that leads to D. But if I notice right here, I'm a half step away from a G major. So right now, this whole time I've been going, and then going to the low G, but I realized I could just do a half step away, and I could do the arpeggio up here. And then again, I'm realizing the next chord, C, well, I'm a half step away from a C. So if I learn this C arpeggio, look at this, I can do the arpeggio backwards. So we have A minor. So again, the chords are A minor, D7, G major, C major, F sharp diminished, B7, E minor. Like I said, the first, and it's 2 bars of E minor. Then quickly, like I said, you can kind of connect. So you can also do the minor arpeggio. Instead of doing it this way, you can do it this way, or here. So there's kind of 3 shapes to this. There's 3 shapes to this arpeggio, to the minor arpeggio. So you have this one here, or you can do it here. And I'm varying my fingers. I started that with my pinky, and I ended it with my 3rd finger. But I digress. So here we are. So now eventually I learned that because we're a half step away, well, now I could realize if I had 4 beats, I could just walk directly up to that D. And that works. And then also I could walk to the G. And that connects, I could walk straight up to the C. And then look from the C. So I connect the chords basically chromatically, pun intended. So roots and fifths, I think, are the key here. The big takeaway would be your roots and fifths. And then connecting the chords chromatically. Or doing the arpeggios would be the second step. Right? And even right there, if I do that arpeggio, I'm back to E minor. My E is a little sharp, forgive me. And then you connect the chords, and now we can start to, so if you have just the 2-5-1 here, A minor to D, and you can walk back to the G. So A minor, D7, G, and from this G I can walk chromatically to the C, and then I can go right back scale-wise to the F sharp. So check that out again, this is kind of fun. And everything connects. And you can take that even up the neck if you like. I'll play that slow. So A minor, D7, G, C, F, B, E minor. And that for the last, so for the 2 bars of E minor, you can just walk the scale. And then we connect right to the A minor. And we're back to the first 4 bars, because Autumn Leaves is in AABA form. So, like I said, I'm just focusing on the first 8 bars of this tune. So we had, to start, we had the roots and fifths. And then secondly, you have the arpeggios. So, and then connecting the chords chromatically with passing tones. I think I did that right. Or I would go, actually, if I was to go from that C, if I wanted to take it up to the stratosphere. So that's how you hear these bass lines where the guys are just moving all the way up and down the neck fluidly, and it sounds clean. This is way too long of a live stream, but hope there's something in there for you. Slow the video down. Like I said, the chords are A minor, D7, G major 7, C7, and F sharp diminished, B7 to E minor. So, hope this helped some of you. I keep screwing up the zoom, but take care. Simple walking bass line, your roots and your fifths. Pound your roots, then learn your arpeggios, and then you can start to connect the chords chromatically and with passing tones, and you'll see that they connect organically, much in the same way this connected organically. So you had A minor, and look at that, I'm a whole step away from D. Look at that, I'm a whole step away from G. And now look, I'm a whole step away from C. Right? And now to get to the F sharp, you have to do a little bit of a leap. And then you can connect from the B chromatically. So right there, I'm skipping it. I'm going B, C sharp, D, E. I'm sorry, B, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. So hopefully that helps. I didn't get to read all the comments. One guy told me to play Seven Nations Army. There you go. Have a good day, everybody. Hope this was helpful. Peace out. See you next time.